All right. Hello, Sherry. How are you?
Hello. Okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Let me see. Our computer is a little messed up as far as the screen right now. So
Can you see me okay?
yes, we just have some lines and you're kind of shaking all over the place, but
Okay. All right. You're clear on my end, so I see you perfectly fine.
okay.
All right. Well, thank you again for agreeing to share your story. Hopefully with the world and hopefully with people in need who need some good stories to feed off of. So let's start with introduce yourself to the listeners and how did we first end up meeting? What brought you in to see me?
Okay. So my name is Sherry, and we came across Dr. Medina through a friend who was working with her children with another doctor, and she knew some things that were going on with our family, with our health, and she recommended that we reach out to Dr. Medina with our oldest. And at that time, we were dealing with so many health issues. Our oldest, he was uh, 12, 13 at that point, and he was having pain throughout his body. He had stomach issues, random rashes, seeing colors, seeing floaters. He was having blood pooling, major blood pooling. His feet were turning purple. He dangerous levels with his blood pressure dropping.
Mhm.
And we, for months, have been going to doctors with our pediatrician sending us to, I think, every specialist he could think of and running every test that they could possibly come up with. And they basically would say, we see nothing wrong and you need to go see this specialist. So we were just going in circles with conventional medicine.
Mhm.
And so that's how we initially came across with working with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious, what what inspired you to make the leap out of that conventional model into something different?
So we knew that we were getting nowhere where we
Mhm.
were.
Yeah,
We were spending so much money, so much time. Every week was just spent on the phone with doctors or in doctor office, and we had accomplished nothing.
yeah.
He was only getting worse, not better. And so we knew we needed to change from research. I kind of had an idea of what would be helpful for us to do. But I didn't have the full knowledge. I didn't know how to take that next step. And
Yeah.
so I feel like functional medicine was exactly where we needed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And how, what was going through like the family's head, you and your husband, and as far as like the frustrations you were feeling at the time, just getting nowhere with, doctor after doctor, specialist after specialist.
Yeah, so um, his health at that point was so bad that I, it was an emotional experience for sure, because we didn't know what was wrong. He was losing weight rapidly. He through his clothes. He just looked so thin and
Mhm.
frail. So it was almost to the point of, is he dying? And we can't figure out
Yeah,
what is going on. So I think being so frustrated to get nowhere and to
yeah,
owe so much money for nothing.
yeah.
And they oftentimes just I think we see they want to give you a medication, which can only make things worse. And
Mhm.
so we were just tired of it, frustrated with it, ready to
Mhm.
move on. So
Yeah,
never want to go back.
yeah,
So,
absolutely. And then what did in our time together, what did we end up kind of discovering?
so we started working with you, and Noah did start improving. And then I don't remember exactly how far we were in to the program, but even with he was improving, but then we discovered that we did have hidden mold in our house.
Hmm.
And it was not visible, could not see it. There were no signs of us having mold,
Hmm.
but you were able to help us figure out that yes, we did have mold. We did have mold toxicity with everyone in the family, not just our oldest. And so once we figured that out, we were really able to tackle and address those issues, and you truly helped us work through that.
Yeah. And I mean, you all did a lot of work too. You tore out the house, remediated everything, and in the end ended up just relocating to another state. Um,
Yes.
More dry, less chance of more humidity and mold buildup. And then a couple years went by, and then we reconnected again last year for your youngest. So tell us a bit about that.
So our youngest started having some odd symptoms. He would become very pale and become was crying with stomach pains. He was fatigued, unable to play,
Mhm.
unable to get outside and run and be with friends or play a sport. Doing school was also very hard. He was struggling in tears every day with his stomach hurting him.
Mhm.
And we realized that something was going on that, again, conventional medicine could not help us with.
Mhm.
So immediately thought about reaching out to you because you healed Noah and brought him back to quality of life again.
Mhm.
So reached out to you because we knew you would be able to help us
Mhm.
and figure out what's going on and address those issues, get him back to his normal self.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a challenge there for a little while. A lot of his symptoms were almost looking like a mold re-exposure at the beginning, and
Yes.
we were kind of investigating into that. But I know you've been very diligent with the house and cleaning, and so we ended up on this journey. We discovered some other potential issues in the home, like the carbon monoxide, a small gas leak and so on. But it wasn't easy. And in the end, we discovered that it looked like Gabriel was having a little reacting to a bacterial issue secondary to maybe the previous mold exposure from before. And so we went down that journey, and we ended up getting great results, which is great. But definitely, you had to put a lot of time and effort into it. Could you describe a little bit about that whole experience going through that?
So I feel like with your program that it's not something that's really hard to do,
Mhm.
but it's, well, I guess with willpower, it can be hard, but it's something that you can easily implement, but you
Mhm.
just have to be determined to actually commit to whatever is being recommended from dietary changes to taking a supplement that maybe doesn't taste the best,
Mhm.
especially for a child.
Yeah.
But overall, working through it and working with you, we got to our goal. We were able to achieve that. So it was hard because he improved, but then kind of slid back a little bit. And
Mhm.
then once we discovered, yes, there was an issue going on with bacteria, he drastically improved
Mhm.
after that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, we would not have known or discovered that without working with you. There's no possible way
Yeah.
that a normal doctor would have been able to figure out what's going on, or
Mhm.
I don't feel like by myself I could have realized what we were actually dealing with. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And to be honest, it's something that's not very common. We ended up discovering actinobacteria was a big driver of his symptoms, which a lot of the new mold research is coming out that this bacteria is often found in old moldy buildings, but can inhabit our own skin microbiome and kind of travel with us. And so, yeah, luckily we went down that rabbit hole and started to see finally good results.
yeah.
So again, I appreciate so much you sharing your story. To close out, what would you say to, let's say, another mother who has their child suffering with these chronic symptoms and they've been to specialists and specialists and aren't really getting the answers they're looking for or even the help they're looking for? what wisdom would you share with them?
I think that you have to actually turn to functional medicine. And specifically, I think that you have a gift in how you have been able to help our family, our entire family. But to go from feeling like you can't help your child, or with our oldest thinking he was actually dying, that to go from that you were able to get us through that. And it felt very different because it's not what is typically done in the medical field. You generally just go to your primary care doctor and go from there. But so that was it was different to go to another doctor,
Mhm.
typically not covered by insurance. That was another concern as a mom with children. But ultimately, what we gained from it was our family is healthy again. It changed not just let's get over this one illness, but it changed our life. It was a lifestyle change that we can continue to implement that will remain healthy, hopefully, that we were able to do this. So I think it was just kind of a step in a different direction that can feel a little uncomfortable, but
Mhm.
completely worth it in the long run and something we will not step away from, that we can
Right.
continue to implement. So.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for sharing, Sherry. And hopefully, those out there listening who are looking for some hope, some light in the darkness that they might be living in right now, whether it be themselves or a child or a loved one. I really hope your story helps them keep pushing forward to find someone that they can trust and work with. So, thank you.
Yes, yes. And I think a big piece of us returning to you to help again, was that we did trust you. We trusted you and we had confidence in you. And we knew also that between appointments, we could reach out to you with any questions. And there was just so much understanding and comfort there that you need with your doctor. So
Absolutely.
that was helpful as a mother and also with our children to have to work, with a doctor.
Yeah,
That was also helpful. So,
absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
yeah, thank you.